with the in-game currency known as bits.
Bits that they've worked hard for.
I know. Hey, isn't that a thing? You enter a tournament and you've been grinding for your bits, and you're just like, hey, I gotta unlock a song that I've never played before, a difficulty I've never played before in a tournament. That has to be very intimidating, you know?
It's tough. It's the cost of entry and then all that.
All right, we're gonna be rolling off, getting into these songs. Kicking off the finals, Ubazea, Tran Red, Buffalo.
Immediately with that opening, if you're not prepared for that, tricky offset scratches, juggling that around with buttons. Ooh.
So I just noticed that Tran is actually elected to use hard gauge.
Yep, that makes sense.
Honestly,
I think if I was in Tran's shoes right now, I probably wouldn't go for the EX hard clear. I'd be a little bit worried about what the chart might contain, but
that is true. I mean, we're talking about, hey,
maybe 10s are going to be generally okay for. I don't expect to be too surprised by 10s. This one is definitely a little bit. There's a lot going on.
Well, this will get the forearms tensing up. Like I said, like you don't want to hit hard on a song like this with a BPM. Like you said, it feels slow. It's 108 BPM. That's that weird, like it's called not necessarily scroll hazard, but at the same time, it's kind of like a weird gimmick that a lot of people don't see. It's a chart at 108 BPM, but like you're looking at how the chart's actually playing out. And it seems like something that could be taken, you know, at like 150, 140 BPM with no issues. This is actually more strenuous to play than a chart at 140, 150 BPM at this level.
Right, all because the articulation has to be so different.
Absolutely.
Like just the way that you move your hands in general.
Absolutely. Oh, I never noticed that Zur. Oh, Cat rocking out. Yes, absolutely. Tran close to getting that AAA. Ubazea scraping that really, really nice AAA, -7 on her PB. We have Tran, you know, pushing out. This is a sight read on Infinitas for him. Getting by with a hard clear AA.
Ubazea for a sight read. A very tough chart to sight read, in my opinion.
This chart is not easy. It's actually really uncomfortable to play. It's like, it really is. It's just, you know, like where the scratches are kind of sitting. It's an interesting track by Good Cool.
Yeah, it feels more out of place. Like it feels like it should have been in Poppin instead of 2DX.
Right. Right. I was about to say the same thing. It feels really. Oh no. Oh no. Shout out.
Scream unsafe.
Oh, hey, honestly, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to put Game Boy in a position where it's just kind of like, oops. But like, I mean, we put a saddle on that.
Put a saddle on it, you know.
We put a saddle on it, and we write it, you know.
And you write it.
I mean, that's what I mean when you want to, you know, do some horse riding, you know, like, I mean, that's just how it goes.
It's pretty fun, don't you think?
It's a conventional way of riding horses. I'm no equestrian.
I mean, you got to put a saddle on the back to ride it, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, limited.
What are we expecting this chart?
So this chart is actually quite straightforward until the ending, right? Where I don't know if I didn't see if both players elected to use S-Random, which is another modifier. Earlier we were talking about modifiers, like how you have non-ran and you can turn on random. S-Ran shifts the notes in the measure across, like respectively throughout the whole entire song, rather than actually shifting it on the bass through 1 through 7 on the keys.
Each individual note now gets its own possibly different way.
Yeah, it does look like both players have S-Rand on.
Yeah, there's a lot of like mini jacks that probably wouldn't appear in the original chart. It seems counterintuitive, but it breaks your expectations entirely of where notes are going to be and makes it easier to time in some situations.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And to be fair, using S-Random on a chart like this, it's all precision based. It is all precision based. You're watching Ubazea. Oh no, Tran Red filling out on an extra hard clear, trying to manage through limited on another. Didn't get it.
Really good
strategy, but
yeah,
it's risky. It is risky. I mean, Exactly. That, I mean, that's a strat that, hey, you know, if I'm in the finals, hey, if I'm gonna, you know, we know we're playing limited on another. I know SRAN works on breaking up the chart for timing. You hate to see it, but it can happen.
Look at the stream that Kat is having to handle right now.
Absolutely.
There's just little jacks everywhere, and she full combos it.
Wonderful job with the thumbs
Wonderful.
up above her controller. Good job.
Phased it all.
Yeah, exactly. Just dropping a quick thumbs up like, hey, that's not a problem for me to handle. Kat is just bringing heat right now.
Turns out she was the one in the saddle all along.
Oh my gosh.
Both players putting it up. Tran just not having the luck on what he was looking for. I do not blame him for any single time of that. Limited, SRAN, even if you're playing it on random, I mean, limited is a very tough chart to extra hard clear in general, as it is. I'm going to be plugging in a couple donations real quick. Sorry, I kind of skeeved on them. We have a $9 donation from JX3 saying, just wanted to get it to 2,500 and move it along. Thanks for all the work. Thank you so much for the $9 donation, JX3. Really appreciate it. We have a $20 donation from BitDecay. Thank you so much, and congratulations and great plays on your last match.
Yes, congratulations.
Absolutely. With a comment of saying, I can't think of anything else to say except thank you all so much. Thank you for being an icon in the community. Seriously. Great plays.
JX3 is my boyfriend, so I'm glad he's watching.
Oh, really? Shout out.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out.
Sorry to cut that off.
No, it's all good. We have an a la turca con pasión.
I was going to say, I'm like, Oliver, can you pronounce that for me? Because I was just going to say, like, a la turca con pasión.
My Japanese is pretty good.
Is it though?
I don't know. I mean, you've done a couple of translation work for a lot of projects in the community for a long time, haven't you?
It's enough to get by for sure, but
There you go. This is a track by Twin Amadeus, you know, and which is very sad to just drop a quick, you know, moment of silence here. And we're off.
the song itself might be familiar to people watching. I believe it's a classical remix with a little bit of extra ornamentation.
This isn't your regular speed over Beethoven kind of sort of jam and other.
It's much more mellow and
It is.
full of instrumentation, you know.
It is. I mean, you know, we have things like V, and you know, but then we have this, right? This is a very particular chart in its own way that it throws pretty interesting skill sets in another 10. It's not too difficult, but at the end it can get very streamy, as if you can see throughout the main basis of the chart.
A couple interesting rhythms here and there, I think.
True. I mean, you have trills. This is one chart that really highlights on that little flavor that can be added in charts. You know?
Absolutely.
And here's that nice iconic stream, the single note stream that we see.
It's as if you're playing a violin.
Absolutely. It's all about the P great chain here.
Yep. Both players are holding up extraordinarily well.
They are. We're looking at PB math over here. Ubazea holding on to a very strong extra hard clear. Tran Red holding on to a very strong hard clear. I just want to give a shout outs to both of these players' play styles. I mean, you're seeing two different play styles on the board as well. Looking at the hand cams. Oh, Tran dipping a little bit.
Ooh, that was really tough.
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Holding on.
Wow.
Well done, both players.
What happened to that arrangement of buttons? Oh my gosh.
I have no clue. I mean, when you're
They were
seeing,
buttons.
when you're seeing an ending like that, where you're, you know, yet again getting chord, you know, 1-2 with scratch in a play style that Tran is using, it can get awkward on a chart at this level. You know, you're used to playing, you know, Toshiya 1048 with wrist scratch on the harder charts that you're trying to build up on. You're not expecting that with another 10. You know, that's going to throw you for a loop real quick.
No, not at all. Please.
Well done by both players. Oh, we were getting into one of the recent additions in that small little pack that was easily purchased by a lot of individuals in the community.
I love this song.
This is a song that is featured in Heroic Verse, the 27th version of Beatmania 2DX, if I'm correct, which we are all very happy to have in Infinitas because this breeds the fact that we can hopefully hope for more songs. We can hopefully look forward to playing more songs from the more recent versions of the games. Oh, and we're looking at the hyper. Very nice. Yes, yes.
Should be a pretty chill chart for most of it. There is a little bit of a BPM change in the very end, I believe.
And that's a good thing to put in because I wonder how both players are going to handle it. I wonder if Cat's going to actually float it. I wonder if Tran's going to float it, or they're just going to kind of play it out. I think for trying to work on timing, I think both players are going to manage to float it to try to, nick a little bit more EX and raise the bar a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm. I think
but
so too.
All in all, I think this is a very comfortable chart. It's awkward to a lot of players. By all means, that's understood.
Both players running up some really strong accuracy against each other.
Really.
Yeah, the scores are extremely tight right now.
Definitely.
It is going to come down to that slow section, I think. Yeah, how they handle easy into it and easy out of it.
Absolutely. Both players managing very comfortably on EX Hard here. And here we go. We're going to be getting into the little small build-up into the soft land.
A couple tricky long notes, charge notes, just to keep you on your toes.
And here comes the soft land. Wow, both players elected to not float. Wow, that's really interesting, isn't it? Isn't that? Wow. Both players managing the soft lane with this accuracy without a float. Are you kidding me right now? This is so impressive.
I'm picturing them like lowering their gaze so that they're like,
oh my god, so
combo. Ubazea was not able to scrape a full combo of that, but Tran focusing in, especially with that really interesting roll at the end, hitting a 6-7 to get a full combo.
Absolutely dialed in.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Tran just really showing that skill at the end.
He knows he's up against a tough competitor and he's not going to
wow. What a play by both players. Ubazea getting a PB on the Hyper 8. It's just like you don't see that. I mean, like you're looking at both players and I mean, it just comes down to the last couple measures. We're looking at both percentages right now.
Both players are not wanting to back down.
Oh, they're close. They're close on percentage. I mean, we're working it out.
Fighting for control of that saddle.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Oliver.
Yes, not. Yes, not.
We're playing Happy Wedding.
You are. Is there something you'd like to say about Happy Wedding, Dot? Anything at all?
I mean,
I have something to say about Happy Wedding.
I mean,
it's a good song.
It is a good song.
It is a good song.
But it's a very mean song.
It's very, very tough to time.
It's very famous for what's known as Zuret, which is notes that are slightly offset from each other and thus much harder to time than notes that are directly on the rhythm. So you'll see the notes that appear like they should be chords are just a little bit up or down.
No, you just gotta plink them. Treat it like Street Fighter.
Yep.
Basically.
It's a lot of like specific learning of like where the rhythms are going to actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is one of Cat's strengths. I want to say it's Poppin' develop because there's a lot of songs of Poppin that exhibit this behavior.
Absolutely, I can imagine. I mean, and this was particularly Cat's pick. This was actually in the set that she put up to play against Tran. And I mean, it shows. I mean, this is not an easy song by any means. I mean, you might have a high PB on it, but like, regardless, if you're not in the mode to play a song like this, you're gonna struggle. It's tough.
Absolutely.
A lot of players who are climbing through 9 when they, or excuse me, 8s, and they run into this, it's a shell shock. Like they sit there and like, excuse me, this is an 8, you know, because it feels so off. Because in theory, the chart is. You have nasty rolls. Tran, I don't want to say he's blessed with another really bad roll, but Tran just was able to manage through a 1-2 roll on extra hard clear on Happy Wedding.
It definitely speaks to his technique flexibility that he's able to respond and hit these rolls without knowing that they're coming. Like, the chart's on random. At least I think it's on random. But he doesn't know what's going to be there.
Yeah, seeing a roll like that, I would imagine, yes, it looks like it would be on random for sure. But absolutely, Oliver, what you were saying with the fact of, hey, looking at, you know, Tran's play style, his technique. Tran, I've been watching for a very long time too, and he is a player who has grown so strongly over the course of time. Cat with the full combo.
Oh, full combo from Cat?
Yep.
And Tran just barely missing out on the AAA on that song, which is an achievement in and of itself. And a PB.
But a new lamp.
And a new lamp.
You got to put it out. PB, FC, new lamp. Come on now.
Yeah, that's a great example of one of those older, like, songs that doesn't look like it to be that hard, but like it's that classic Konami charting style where it just really trips you up with how overly technical it is. Like it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just the way Konami used to chart songs.
All right, so dropping some stats real quick. I know Game Boy is putting it in the chat, but we are looking at, after the 5th song, we are looking at 107.16 to 88.46. 107.16 being Ubezea on her percentage, and then 88.46 being for Tran. Blue Moon is, I know the Another very well. I haven't played the Hyper actively, but I know this chart drops a lot of syncopated rhythms. This is yet again another really good song to just look at the proficiency of timing. I mean, I know I've been dropping that a lot because, hey, when it comes to 2DX and you're trying to raise your EX score and, you know, battle your opponent in a tournament, you're looking for higher EX. But songs like this, where they present so many different trills and different mechanics, as Oliver, you were saying, you know, Zure in Happy Wedding, we're looking at a set right now that has a lot of different skill set, and we're watching both players trying to apply their play style to hit these notes in 2 different specific play styles, which is very interesting to see.
Right.
And not only that, but this
unique song in general. It's by Hideyuki Ono, he's known for a bunch of songs that like this use a lot of. He loves his brass sections. What can I say?
It sounds good.
Yeah,
it's a banger.
There's such a diversity of music in 2DX.
Cat with a 1-2 roll, able to manage that. Tran was able to manage through a 4-5 roll real quick. The trill roll that was really clean by both players.
Commentator's curse, but I don't see any combo breaks yet.
The consistency from both players has just been like,
wow.
It's coming down to the last couple measures where is something going to happen like Silly Love.
And they've been playing for like the last 4 hours too. Like,
oh yeah,
getting stressed out.
Well, I mean, I would like to put in the fact that shout-outs to Ubezea, who is playing with a whole IO2 controller on her lap right now as we speak. So I'm pretty sure her thighs are probably feeling it.
We have a double left.
Both getting a full combo.
Yes.
Double FC and double AAA.
How clean does that feel?
So it is. It's nice. They were just jamming out. They were listening to the band, having a good time.
Yeah, super cozy players. Ooh.
Oh boy, this is going to be fun.
All right. Well, Up next.
Relaxation's over.
Yep, we're getting into a very interesting song called Dual Control, which is all about shuffle, swing. Y'all know swing? You about to see it, you about to feel it, because this Another 9 gives it to you straight up. Like this is a relentless Another 9. Like it will throw everything that you feel shuffled. But guess what? There's a BPM change in it as well.
Right in the beginning. And if you're not prepared for it, it messes up the entire rest of the song.
Look at both players. Look at both players are fixing their green number, trying to figure things out. All right, this is where I'm going to sit.
Green number, for those keeping track at home, is the length of time that the notes are on your screen in units that are some units of frames.
It's milliseconds.
So the beginning of the chart starts out with a lot of chord scratches and a couple of trills here, rolls, and then we roll into the quick BPM change.
And now you better feel bouncy because the rest of the chart is heavily swung.
Ubazea electing for extra hard clear. Tran looking at the the hard clear gauge. I can definitely appreciate both of these players sitting down and understanding, like, hey, this is where my skill set lies. Like, hey, I'm gonna, I feel comfortable, rocking a hard clear on this, or, maybe going for the extra hard clear. Tran is really showing a lot of skill from since when I've watched him. Like, it's wild.
Yeah,
Seeing
very educated, very careful decisions about things like what bar to use, whether to use non-ran or random.
Right.
Lots of stuff that, like, you have to, as a competitor, you have to think about. When you're playing by yourself, you kind of have the ability to just, like, correct your mistakes on the fly. But if you get only one chance, you got to know exactly what you're going into and pick those options, make those choices.
Right.
And feel confident about it.
Right. In a tournament setting with 2DX and what we're seeing here, it is so hard to do exactly what you were saying, correcting those small little errors, especially while you're playing the chart as well. If you notice that your green number's off, or like, hey, my timing, I'm hitting a little bit too fast, that little tiny effort of changing how you're playing makes a massive difference.
Mm-hmm. And Cat pulls a AAA on that. Good lord.
In a tournament setting, just like,
yep. I'm frightened.
Yeah, dual control, extra hard clear, AAA. Tran being able, he does have an extra hard clear on dual control, but elected to use hard clear on it. That might have been a safety strap,
I think, yeah, I agree. Safety net.
I mean, I wouldn't risk it. Dual control's tough. Like, oh, goodness gracious.
Next up, we have a song with music and sounds in it.
That's a very generous way of describing this song, and I like this song, for the record.
Is that Jamie? Jamie, are you back on?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I've been popping in and out.
This is a collection of songs or sounds for sure.
Well, and to be fair, both of the players are actually playing on the normal difficulty. So, we're seeing the 7. I don't think I've ever played the 7. But hey, both players are going to be experiencing that BPM change from 135 to 270.
Oh my gosh, it's so jarring.
This is a very fun normal, though. Like, it's very cozy. It's not hard, but it's just enough to keep you engaged. It's a good timing check.
It is, and we're looking at actually both players with both of them haven't actually played this on Infinitas.
So both players are really close on Judge.
They are. So the question is, can they adjust what they've learned on the harder charts, which they have power played, to the
right
time?
Oh, there it is. There it is. Both players knowing what to do at the time of the moment. Knowing where to float when it's jumping all the way up to 270 BPM.
Really great execution. And two different because Tran used a different method of adjusting the speed than Cat did just then. That was it. So it's really cool to see how like the two different styles of play both handle the same kind of chart.
Right. Well, so the one big thing about Ubazea, and as we kept plugging in throughout these streams, throughout the tournaments of hope for the 2DX portion, please go follow these streamers. Both individuals stream frequently. Ubazea is very, very honed in on gimmicks. She runs tutorials on, hey, these BPM changes, this is how you hit them. She has that knowledge. So the way that she handled that speed up and actually necessarily changing the BPM to her reading level is just that knowledge that she has derived from playing this game for so long.
Sounds like some useful information. I might go look her up.
Yo, hey, she literally runs tutorials on, hey, this is how you want to learn how to play these charts at these levels with BPM changes, do so. But as you said, looking at both players, how they manage to change the BPM to their reading level in a song like this, using two different methods, there are very, very different ways to play this game comfortably for yourself, and we're watching it right here. Oh my gosh. Are we about to see? Yep. Cat with PFC.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Tran getting a AAA, both players getting an extra hard clear, but Ubazea able to scratch a PFC off on the surface of a Racer Motor Phantom.
No
really
hit
good play.
outside of the 4-frame window.
That is an absolutely wild play. That is an absolutely wild play.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I am very, very impressed by every single player who has been providing their time to enter into the tournament to raise funding towards a great cause. Like, this has just been really fantastic. Everybody up in chat, like if you're sitting there and you're just still sticking around, please drop the hype. These two players have been playing for a very long time managing, and we're about to see both players roll into Night Sky, which is not another let up for this round.
Oh, this one's scary.
16 songs in this round.
Yeah, and this song absolutely bops. This is probably the best Useo song in all of 2DX.
Ubazea electing for extra hard clear.
That is a really effective choice.
Yep. Well, Ubazea is rocking non-ran, where Tran, I think, is running on random. Oh, what a good slap though!
What a random! Oh my god!
Yeah, what a slap though! So Kat knows that knowledge is there. She knows what she's doing. She knows, hey, the non-ran for Night Sky another isn't too bad if you know what you're doing. But at the same time, you can get a good random like Tran has and make it slap. Hence the reason why he's looking already plus 50 on his PB. Commentator's curse, I don't want to put it on it, but.
So a slap, let's talk about that for a second. So a slap is when the chart rearranges itself or is already arranged so that you can kind of alternate left-hand, right-hand patterns at whatever speed that you're hitting. And that makes it easier to time. So if you can get a random that quote-unquote slaps, it's different from the song slapping, which Okapi Jamie mentioned earlier, which this song is also good. But if you can get a random that slaps, that means you'll have a much better adventure of timing it than you might otherwise.
And if you get a slappy random on a song like this that slaps, ooh baby.
Oh, you're talking about dual slap right there. That
slappers only.
Didn't we just play Dual Slapper? Wait, that was Dual Control.
Yeah, Dual Control, wasn't it? I think so. All right, so we're looking at Ubazea managing very, very well on extra hard clear, where Tran is just going for the normal.
I don't want to talk about this combo.
I didn't want
to either.
I'm not talking about
No! That's what happens when you talk about the combo. You don't talk about the combo.
That was all my
Oh my gosh. Oh,
I wanted to make the comment, but I'm glad I didn't.
I wanted to as well. Oliver.
I wasn't talking about it. It was my fault.
You said the word. You said combo. What an amazing play by both players. Ubazea nearly getting another full combo on Night Sky, which is a very tough 11. Tran just scraping with a massive PB though of 155. Wow. Good lord.
If we are now in the request section of the set, and things are already shaping up, clearly.
Yeah, I may have requested things that are a little on the more difficult side to kind of end this thing with a bang.
What do we got? Is this Setsugeka that I'm hearing?
This is Setsugeka.
We are rolling into the 12th song of this set. Setsugeka, another.
Assuming they want to play it on another, but the hyper is nothing to sneeze at either.
Oh, absolutely. Shout outs to 10 Style for being actually really, really strong for what it was worth.
Looks like Cat's locked into the another, but Tran is looking at the hyper.
We'll give them a moment to sort which one they're going to play out.
Oh, passing on. Okay, so we're looking in chat right now. I'm going to be dropping a little bit of knowledge. So right now, looking at the stats from the last match, where Ubeze is up with 107.06 on total, and Tran is at, oh, well, it just changed. Oh, they're changing. Oh, it's moving to the hyper. I will respond after this song.
But yeah, one of the funny things about Setsugeka, and it's not something you would notice unless you were actually playing the game, but the way that this song is key sounded, it is very, very, very easy to get off beat because it's got so much reverb. There's such a large soundstage on this song that it's very easy to lose your footing on the timing. So even though it's a 10, like it's deceptively tricky to time because of all the reverb and the big soundstage this song has.
Interesting. I never considered that. That would explain why I had so much trouble with it.
And a quick correction on my part, we're actually on the 10th song. Pardon me. Not 12, the 10th song.
10th song. The 10th song that is also a 10.
And it's from the 10th version of 2DX.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And it is still a preview song in every version of 2DX to this day.
This is a song, I think this is a very, very good 12 for tech, but hey, that's nothing to, like you said, sneeze at on the 10, because the 10 has a lot of tech as well. You know.
Yeah, I believe a lot of tech carries over to this chart.
It really does. The 10, honestly, if it had a little bit more at this portion where we're about to run into here, if it had a little bit more on like what the another has, it would be an 11, but at the same time, it's a hyper 10, which makes sense. I think this is a good gatekeeper for hyper 10s for sure.
Right.
Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of everything in terms of the tech. Like, especially the ends where you start to be introduced to the idea of having to hit scratch chains while also managing chords on the controller.
Yep. There's not a lot of 10s at this time frame that did that. When this song was released, I remember when I first played this, you know, I think it was like a light 7 at the time, or a 7 key chart. Like, it was so different. You know, it threw me for a loop.
It's gonna be a lot of scratches along with notes at the end. It's gonna test the playstyle flexibility a lot.
We're looking at Tran managing using the wrist scratch method. Ubezea able to scrape a extra hard clear AAA. Tran, is that on hard clear? That's a new lamp for Tran. Congratulations on that play.
That's a really good play from both of them.
That's a solid sight read from Cat.
Oh, I see you in chat, Sawali. You wouldn't dare request Brisbane Remix. You wouldn't do it.
Oh, and to be fair, we actually got a $5 donation from Anonymous. It's not for Risland, but we have a comment saying, if there's still space for requests, can you add DXY to the list? Anonymous, thank you so much for the $5 donation.
Unfortunately, DXY cannot happen because Kat doesn't own that song. But if you have something else you want, like DM.phase on Twitch. We'll figure it out. Or DM me, just_Okabe, because I can get onto the thing.
We are jumping into Scars of Fauna.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna do the SPH on that, which is an 8.
So passing out props real quick. This was off of a $50 donation from Anasaurus and Typo, pushed towards Sparko's choice. So we are looking into getting to Hyper on Scars of Fauna.
I think we expect to see a few charge notes, a few of those notes where you have to press with precision and release with precision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the good thing with charge notes is the window at the end of charge notes is a little bit relaxed than the initial hit of the charge note. So when you're letting go, it's not as tight as initially hitting the note. So that can be a really good skill to use when you're playing songs like Diamond Crossing or
Believe me, Diamond Crossing, I've had to use that knowledge a little bit.
Right. Both players managing extra hard clear at the beginning of the song very comfortably. Wow. We're looking at a Hyper 8 right now with a chart like this.
It's a lot of concentration required to make sure that you're not like counting on the pattern to continue longer than it actually does.
Mm-hmm. Also, putting in real quick, we have a $15 donation from the Restreamer herself, who's making all this visual work happen. Sparkover, much love, with a comment of saying, "I want to hear the Cannonballer, sour please."
I think we can do that.
The Cannonballer. Ooh, train just dropped the combo.
I can talk about it now because it's already happened.
Yep. This is a very interesting 8 to see both players play. Another is really disgusting as it is. I mean, you have trills rolling into, charge notes, a lot of dense chord work happening. But this Hyper 8 really feels like it's a little bit skimmed version of the Another, which is actually really rare to see in 2EX.
It's a lot of like technique concentration. Because some notes, which are trills, you have to hit really lightly, and then some notes, which are the long notes, you have to really hold down.
Right.
Back and forth, a lot to think about.
Yeah, I want -1 on their PV.
Exactly. And Tran looking at a new
side.
Yep, Tran. So, and this is the thing, even though Tran, might be behind right now in this matchup against Ubazea, I really hope that Tran is sitting here right now very proud of his plays, because these are really, really fantastic raises to see in a finals, in a tournament setting.
He's doing fantastically under pressure.
It really, honestly, truth. And we are rolling into another song with now what we can highlight on. We have charge notes right now. I won't make the mistake again. We can't say HE double hockey sticks here because Game Boy will get our booties.
Heckin' charge notes.
Yeah, heckin' charge notes. Hey Game Boy, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Sparko, I'm here for you. Chat, we're all here for you.
Naughty charge notes.
Well, they're not naughty. They're just heck.
Hecky heck.
But yeah, the main difference between the heck charge notes and the regular charge notes is the heck charge notes will actually drain your meter if you ignore them. So you have to hold them down. With the regular charge notes, if you drop the charge note, you only take the penalty once. But with the heck charge notes, it'll actually compound and can actually cause you to fail out of the X hard clear very quickly. But in a lot of ways, they're also easier because they also give you back meter as long as you're holding them down. So,
yeah, it's very risky on an X hard clear bar because they will heckin' drop your heckin' bar so heckin' fast.
Yeah, like you just saw, Kat just dropped one and immediately hammered back onto it, but she still lost 16% of her bar right there. Like, it is a very, very risky play to use either hard bar with charge notes.
But they're trying to milk those points out that they get for the bonuses on their lamp clears. So
Absolutely.
they got to do what they need to.
Absolutely. And the thing about it too is a good thing is the Hyper 9 Donkey Donk is really a heck charge note fundamental builder. Like this is a very, very good baseline chart of trying to learn how these notes work. And you're seeing both players right now being able to manage on extra hard clear comfortably with no issues. You know, both players have a lot of great proficiency that they applied in their specific playstyles to make it work for them, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's definitely coming into play right now.
It really is.
Ooh, this part's spicy. Cat's having to juggle. She's
juggling.
horrible
sequence.
This is a 9. This is a 9. I'd like to remind you.
Did I say 8?
No. I'm just this to me seems quite complex.
You cat just PB'd.
Wonderful job, and we're seeing
Really?
finishing out. Oh,
Triple A.
Triple A.
New AAA.
Man, if you are not
Yo.
so proud of yourself with these plays and these raises, goodness gracious, man.
Yeah, Tran
Super
is
clean for both
absolutely
players.
playing out of his mind right now.
Oh, putting in a quick plug, real quick. We have a $57 donation from Tawali saying, "The heck I won't." Prism remix because it's a late summer night somewhere in the southern hemisphere. P.S. This would have been 57.30 cents, but the form didn't accept cents. Thank you so much for the $57 donation, Tawali, and appreciate the support.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, though, Wally, are you gonna wait until your next big holiday, your next school break, your next long weekend, so that you can adequately enjoy Raised One Remix the way that God intended? Or are you gonna put off buying 9th Style CS so that you can truly soak in Raised One Remix?
Is it 3 a.m. in your time zone?
Yes.
Man.
These are the questions you should be asking yourself.
Oh, and we are rolling into
Double
a
A's.
very chart. Yeah, this was one of my donation put-up requests.
Yeah, shoutouts to Box Thor. I haven't seen Box Thor anywhere on the internet in the better part of a decade, but if you're out there, I hope you're doing well. Hopefully you're less frustrated with trying to record Wrestling Remix.
So double A, Hyper, 1,386 notes. Both players are trying to manage a extra hard clear on. The interesting thing about double A for a 10 in the Hyper level, it introduces this weird form of shuffle that a lot of people don't realize that is seen in this chart, and I think this is the reason why a lot of people find this chart hard to time. So we are seeing both players going to kind of sift out where they need to find their timing. You're going to be seeing a lot of fast slows here, you know, those really small adjustments in their play style to get the timing, get that P-grade window going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is something that even at my level I haven't had to like really dial in and try to figure out. So it's interesting to see them have to like respond to it in real time, you know.
Oh yeah. This is a very worthy 10. Sorry, Jamie.
No, I was just gonna say, like, this song is well below my clearing ability, and I still have trouble timing this song.
Oh.
Hello! Are we here?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I think AA on any difficulty is kind of a good example of what's affectionately known in the community as earth power.
Yep.
Or natural skill.
Yep, it takes a lot of horizontal reading, vertical reading to understand what's going on, honestly. You know, like, those two, you know, proficiencies when it comes to gameplay, horizontal reading and vertical reading, is what's combined into what's known as earth power. Your fundamental usage of how you play the game, you know, like where you're growing, where your skill set lies. Earth power is such a big thing when it comes to endgame 2DX, and I mean, AA and Hyper is nothing to sleep on when it comes to that.
Yeah, so next up we have Sparko's choice, the Cannonballer, which is another song that was added in that little pack that Konami added right around the holiday season.
Right. Sorry, Jamie, go ahead. I apologize.
No, you're good. Like, this is the song. This is such a bop.
This is the song, as they say. This one has a little bit of a reputation on double, at least, because it's extremely hard for an 11.
Right. Oh, it's an 11 on doubles?
Theoretically. It should be a 12, I think.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, same as, you know, single plays another as well. If it had a lot more density in the break portions, this would be easily a 12. The Hyper, though, the 10, this is a chart, I swear, on everything when it comes down to difficulty creep, because the difficulty with the recent 2DX, it's been building. You know, 10s don't feel like 10s anymore, 9s don't feel like 9. This is a 10 that pushes players' ability to every aspect. This is a gatekeeper 10 moving into 11s by far.
Look at these complex roles they're having to deal with, like, right out of the gate.
Such a fantastic song, such a fantastic chart.
Is this the part where we ask people in the chat to put their sour pleases in?
Oh, I mean, Sparko's already on it.
Sparko's way ahead of us.
Yeah, sour pleases, cars, initial D, like anything Eurobeat is fantastic.
Eurobeat is fantastic.
So with this chart, it throws everything that you could think of at you. Every single skill set in a Hyper 10. Everything.
That's intimidating.
Yeah, there's a lot of tech here that we're seeing. You know, both players are just like, all right, yeah, they're all an extra hard clear. We know what we're dealing with. We can do this. Tran with a sight read on the Hyper 10. I guarantee you Tran has been working on the another. You know, Ubazan knows how the another feels. Both players are just very comfortable in their specific element right now playing these charts. And it's so good to see.
Mm-hmm. Get a little bit of a break here, just for a moment. And then it's right back to driving at full speed. This is intense. Like, they've got to be getting tired by now. They've been playing for so long.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and add on the pressure of playing in a tournament setting like this too.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Like, I would have been toast, like, by the semifinals if I made it that far.
It really speaks to their, like, skill under pressure as well. They can hold up with their timing and their technique are just still maintained.
Wow!
Cat side. Wow.
And another, I mean, PB. So, hey, we're looking at, that's the 14th song in this set that these individuals have played.
14 songs, nary a break.
And both players are just like, let's put in some AAA work. Let's make it happen. This is so brilliant.
Yeah, just absolutely stellar plays from both sides.
Ooh, and now we're getting into Tawali's donation request of Rislin.
This one is quite esoteric, I guess? I guess esoteric is how I would describe it.
Once again, I circle back to the thing I said earlier about the classic charts being really technical at times. This is a great example of that. You have lots of syncopated jacks, lots of really tight rhythms. It's just, it's a really good chart to practice a lot of different things, especially in relation to the way a lot of the old charts work.
Well, and that's the thing. You said old charts. This is from Ninth Style, you know, and this is when I'm sure a lot of people who had played, you know, 2DX for a very long time, when they ran into Rislin, this was a very scary chart to bump into back then, because this skill set is very difficult even now to hone in on. Like the jacks, everything else, just knowing how the chart goes. This is not something that like you can sight read and expect a very, very good play on. Like, you really have to know how the chart works, where the scratches are, where the jacks are. Hey, I know this is where the roll is going to be. I know how uncomfortable the chart in general is going to be. You know, it's not easy by any means.
Yeah, and the last measure of the song in particular, if you don't know it's coming, it will destroy you. Like,
Yep,
it doesn't matter how good you are, it will catch you off guard and it will tank your meter.
Because it's jack chords.
And they are opting to play the another.
Yep, they are opting to play the another. Tran is buying it.
Cat's just zooming right on in. Like she's waited long enough, but she can't wait for a long summer weekend or a winter break to play Rislin Remix. She needs to play it right now.
It's not going to be a preview song forever, you know.
Looking at both players, Tran is electing for the normal clear on Rislin Remix, which is actually pretty tough to get if you can't hit that last measure properly. Ubazea, yet again, leaving extra hard clear on, just managing through the chart as she is doing. We're looking at 107.11 for Ubazea, 93.25 for Tran, currently right now on total percentage on this match. Tran is actually doing just work. This is not an easy chart for his playstyle. Wrist scratching is pretty tough to manage on with Rislin Remix.
This chart's hard no matter what your playstyle is. There's a lot of jacks at 132 is super hard to control. And then on the top of jacks, there's scratches thrown in all over the place. Chord stacks. Those bad chains that we talked about before can come back and bite you in the ass. Sorry, the butt. And a little bit of Zure just thrown in.
No.
TOS, man.
I'm sorry. I let it slip. I've had too much coffee.
Wait, Game Boy, that wasn't me. That wasn't me this time. That wasn't me this time.
We're never gonna get invited back to Randomania. Good job, Oliver.
Chloe, thanks. Bite you in the saddle.
I broke our combo again.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of breaking combos, Kat dropped hers at the jack chords at the very end.
Oh,
Yeah, watch Tran's screen right here. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Like, he's coming into that section right now.
It's a very demanding chart.
It's about to go off the rails right about now.
Oh, so demanding.
Good
Very good.
He got it.
Very good PD. Very good PD.
Stayed in the red, kept his bar. That's a pass.
I would honestly say normal clearing Rislin Remix is tougher than hard clearing it in my books. It really is. Except for those scratches, but like the way that Tran was up and past 80% throughout the whole entire difference of the chart, no issues. Tran, that's a hard clear coming for you, fam.
Honestly, yeah. All right, what is our 16th song of the set?
We're rolling into the last one. I think it's Solid State Squad. Oh, we are closing out on a fundamental 12 that throws pretty much.
Assuming they go for the 12. If they go for the 10, it's still a fundamental chart.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm just working it off of the spreadsheet here.
Also, the song is the most sour of pleases. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now.
Oh, I agree.
One of the songs that originally got me into the series, I would say.
Yeah, that is why when I'm shuffling around the final songs and double checking what they had unlocked and everything, I intentionally put this at the end because you've got to go out on a high note in a tournament like this.
I mean,
not a difficulty choice here.
This is a fundamental. If they're going to play the 12, if they're going to play the another, this is a fundamental 12. I mean, this is really something, you know, when people are breaking down the wall of 12s, you know, climbing into those higher difficulty levels on 2DX and trying to reach that, you know, maybe you're 10 Dan, maybe you're Chuden and you already have solid state squad, but like if you're 9 Dan, you got 10 Dan and you're trying to work into those higher 12s, solid state squad is a fundamental chart to play. Now, timing it for end game 2DX timing and that purpose, it takes a long. That goes with any, like in general, that it comes with so much work, you know. Regardless, I mean, this is such a good chart to close out this finals round on. If we are rolling into the another, we can do it.
Yeah, and it looks like they are rolling into the another. Tran is going to give it the good old college try.
Look, Tran, oh my gosh, Tran is buying for his first time. Look here.
That takes guts.
Look here. Absolutely. Tran is really shown so much skill in where he's playing at right now through this final. It's blowing my mind. I mean, I've kept Tran as a rival for a while for a reason, because I cared about watching how he grew with this game. I remember seeing him, you know, tripling 11s, and next thing you know, I look at his folder and it's just like, wow, what in the world is going on?
It's so good to see people, like new people materializing in the scene and picking up the skills and like trying really hard to be like get good at the game and also becoming good at the game.
Absolutely. I can appreciate that massively.
It's what keeps the game alive in the end. Like people that are good will eventually like move on to other things, I feel.
Putting it back into other players in the community and making sure that, hey, you know, you're there for them, that's what matters too. Because, you know, with a game like 2DX, it's the same with, you know, dance games. Like Oliver, you know, you got a big push with ITG and stuff like that. It's like, hey, you know, people, when you're trying to grow with a game, you know, and you see an inspirational player, you know, you work towards that. You use that as a momentum to help you build with the game. And I mean, this is what we're seeing right here. Both players, like I know Tran for sure has hopped in Ubazea's streams. And next thing you know, we're looking at a final right now here in this online setting where Tran is electing to buy Solid State Squad another to play this against Ubazea, which is super cool to see.
It's crazy. It's like the protege against the teacher in some cases. You know?
It is. This is a fundamental 12. Ladies and gentlemen, Kat is just on hard clear, managing, looking at this play style, looking at her technique, just comfortable. Tran working through it because he wants to get this clear. This is the hardest part of the chart right here.
I feel like Tran is doing it for the viewers. I hope the viewers appreciate this right now.
Oh, I really do. And as I said, go follow both of these individuals, please. Please. If you're invested in what you're seeing right now, not only that, hop in the Discord, you know. There are multiple different Discords around this community where both of these players reside in, and they support many, many other players aside from themselves. They're all about community.
Oh man, fingers crossed. Tran is right there. Come on.
Oh! Nearly. That is coming soon.
Barely missed out.
That is coming soon.
I give it like 1 week. They'll have it. Maybe when the tournament nerves are.
Oh yeah. Like I would say honestly, like after this tournament's over, like you played a couple times, like you got it. Absolutely. Wonderful plays by both players. Ubazea.
Excellent showing.
Absolutely. What a great final. Ubazea closing it out with Solid State Squad. AAA minus, what was that, 10 from her PB, getting the hard clear. Tran buying the song, trying to manage through, getting the clear. Massive props to giving that a chance. That is super inspirational. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Kat is going to be jumping into voice for a little post-game interview. She just needs to put her controller somewhere that's not in her lap, she said.
Yeah,
I can understand that.
Yeah. I want to give out congratulations to both of the players. Is Tran going to be hopping in here as well?
We're discussing
Tran
off the
has-
screen a little bit.
Yeah, Tran has not. Well, he's typing now.
Yeah, I would say bring him up in here, 100%.
But yeah, that concludes the 2DX playing competitive portion of the tournament. And we're depending on how these interviews get set up with the two finalists.
Right. Cat closing it out with 106.17. Tran with 91.24, which is very, very honorable in that aspect as well.
Everyone that participated did like absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was like so much fun to watch. Just absolutely amazing play from everyone tonight.
Some really close matches. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, really. I mean, I will sit here and say the two matches that really had me at my seat. I mean, Cold Cuts versus Bit Decay was a big thing as well, but like Dawn Dust and Catastrophe was just like wild to see. Just really, really. I mean, these players hopping up in here after qualifying in just a month put up all this work. And I mean, PBs were across the board. PBs were across the board.
Yeah, we saw so many raises tonight. Like, we had some big raises. We had some of those little AAA, 1, 2, 10-point steps towards the max minus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so many improvements tonight. Just absolutely amazing. I'm so proud to be a part of this community.
Yeah, all like across all players. Sorry, go ahead, Oliver.
Yeah, no, just folks bringing like not just their A game, but their AAA game. If you know what I mean.
Oh wow!
Ooh, God.
I mean, like,
All right,
I mean,
calm down, Dad.
Like, it's like in a world, like in a tournament setting where these individuals are sitting here trying to think about strategy as well to encapsulate on extra hardcore, like the EX score. Like these players all knew like what works for how they play the game. And what's really, really nice to see, it was such a friendly competition raising, funding towards such a great charity. It's like, man, this is the best is how you can get it. Like there's like, if you're not feeling good right now, like, I don't know where you're at right now. Like come up and come over here. Like, cause I'm over the moon right now. Dang. Like,
yeah, like let's show you what the community is about. Like this is the event to do it.
Like, goodness gracious. I mean, I think easily, in my opinion, I am very, very proud of. I want to give a massive shout out to one individual, Jamich. So Jamich entering this tournament, which is a very friendly tournament, was quite worried about play style and things like that. But like, I was blown away. Easily by a lot of those plays that he was putting out. Easy. I mean, it's crazy to see, these players. I mean, there were so many different skill sets and whatnot. And next thing you know, they're hopping in, trying to, compete with that worry of like, hey, I'm in a tournament and things like that. Look, at the same time, you're very skilled. Don't you dare sit there and be like, man, I can't compete against. Like, no, Jamich, like you put up a lot of work. I can definitely appreciate it to all competitors, for sure.
Yeah, it takes, no matter what the scale of the tournament is, it takes gumption to like put yourself out there and be like, okay, I need to perform on this song the way it comes at me without any mulligans or anything like that.
Right.
And it takes guts. It takes like you have to. It's quite a step out on a branch that like you don't know is going to be firm.
Mm-hmm.
So I really appreciate all the competitors that gave it their shot. And I would like to see more of that. Like the more new people to tournaments we can bring in, the better.
Right. I mean, because you know how it goes this year, rolling into 2021. This is kind of like the main squeeze of a lot of things of how they're going to roll with, keeping this alive. Across the board, it's just been really, really good. I mean, so many different skill sets, so many different play styles, and I mean, not only that, but like, can we take a quick thought to look back at like the songs that were actually played through the tournament? This is not your rudimentary like tournament setting for song choice. Like there were songs all over the place that really tested out a bunch of different skill sets. Like, like I'm sitting here, next thing you know, expecting charts, you know, that the players would pick. You know, I was hoping to see maybe DC Fish or something else like that. Nope, we didn't even see a DC Fish. We didn't see those straightforward 11s. We didn't see those straightforward 10s. We didn't see those straightforward 9s. We saw charts all over the place.
No comfort zones here.
There really wasn't. Like all the players just honed in on their own skill set and made it shine, which was really cool. Jamich in chat, I picked a 3 and made it happen. Oh,
there's Kat.
Who's this?
Hey, this is Kat. What's up?
Welcome.
Nothing much. I'm tired, hungry.
Yeah, how your thighs feeling?
Well, my right one is in pain. My left one's okay though.
Goodness gracious, holding a controller like that on your lap.
The whole
And
doubles
getting
controller balanced off to your right side. I can see how that would happen.
Yeah, when I'm
Right.
playing singles, it gets like that. If I'm playing doubles, it's fine.
I'm telling you, doubles is all about balance. It's the way to go.
Yeah,
All right, I won't evangelize too much.
Yeah, I was about to say, you and I were supposed to shill doubles, and then we never shilled doubles.
Right?
And it's truly unfortunate. Okay, we're gonna shill doubles real quick. Hi, I'm Okapi. You should play doubles because it's good.
Hi, I'm Telperion. I love doubles, and you should too.
Doubles is good.
Cat knows. Cat's on the team.
We're sitting here right now with the 2 finalists. Oh my goodness. I mean, like both of you all, how are you both feeling after playing 16 songs in the final, first of all?
I'm pretty tired.
Hello,
I don't know
mic-
about
is your
Tran.
work now? Sorry.
Yeah, we got you now, Tran.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Tran, how are you feeling?
I mean, I didn't expect to get this far, to be honest. Like, I'm really happy.
Oh, yeah, I'm so glad that you're happy, and I think all of us can feel that as well, because, I mean, we were sitting here watching your plays and seeing you get new PBs and new clears and new lamps in the finals of this tournament, and it's just like, if you aren't proud of yourself, you should be. Like, you have definitely showed a lot of proficiency in your play style.
Yeah, you were playing so far out of your mind tonight. It was a lot of fun to watch. And all those big new scores too. Like that solid state squad, like that was essentially
Yeah,
a
I was
border
really
fail.
close on that.
You're gonna have that within the next month. Like you are so close to that.
For sure.
Maybe tomorrow though, but we'll see.
Maybe tomorrow. Isn't that something that we were saying on commentary? Yeah, just hop off, and maybe the next day or even after this tournament, you know, you can play it again. You can get it. You know, like
I like how Tran was just like, next month isn't good enough. I'm getting it tomorrow. Come back tomorrow and you'll see it.
I mean, the fact it's like 4 a.m. I'm not playing 100%, but you know, good enough though.
Well, all in all, with that, so another quick thing. So looking at these 16 songs that both of you all played, right? I know there were songs that both of y'all elected to leave random on, and I'm going to ask Ubazea first. A lot of those randoms actually panned out to be pretty rough on your play style. How did that feel for you, Ubazea?
I mean, it wasn't too bad. I'm kind of used to playing through like bad randoms and just like trying to figure out different ways to move my hands around to hit stuff. So I know like you can see sometimes when I go to 1-2 rolls and things like that, I have to shift my hand a little bit, but it's an ongoing adjustment that I've been trying to do. So I figure like if I'm gonna get something like that, like I'd rather get the random than the non-ran, unless the non-ran is just like a complete slap the entire time, like Night Sky or something.
Right, yeah, and I remember you elected to, you know, non-ran Night Sky, you know, and just crush out that score. You know, we were sitting here, there was commentator curse, you know, where that actually happened at the very end, where somebody brought up, and it's like, oh my gosh, look at Cat's combo, and you dropped it at the very end, but you managed that combo so comfortably. It was so impressive, you know, in every aspect. I mean, like, you knew, I mean, I saw how you were handling 1-2 rolls, 6-7 rolls, and it was just like the proficiency was there at the same time. Tran, though, you know, this was a big plug with Silly Love on Hyper, right? Tran, I don't know if you remember how you hit that 6-7 roll, But did you realize that you managed through a 6-7 roll at the end of Silly Love Hyper for that full combo?
No, I did not expect it. I was just like mashing my like index and pinky just to hope I would hit the rolls.
Really?
Like the 6-7 rolls, you know?
How did you feel with those randoms that you got that were not really viable for your playstyle?
I mean, I kind of play with random like all the time because I know it helps with like reading and stuff, so it was alright.
Oh, it definitely shows. I mean, like both of y'all, like I mean, there was a point of time where, you know, we were watching both of you play on different randoms, and I'm like all of us were sitting here like, this random is actually really bad on both parts, but both y'all were managing through it on different, you know, gauges, and it's like, wow, there is so much skill on the board, you know. But hey, I'm done with my questions. I'm going to pass off to Oliver. Oliver, I'm pretty sure you probably have a question here and there to ask.
I don't know. I hadn't prepared for this interview any more than I think the interviewees had. So I guess from the finalists, I want to get your thoughts on why you picked the 4 songs that you did pick, and what your thoughts were.
I guess I could go first. Yeah. Sure. So I knew that if I was gonna face Tran at the end, I was like, okay. All I did was I based my choices on the fact that Tran picked the SPA for Light and Cyber, and seemed to know like what the chart would have been like, I guess. So I was like, okay, new song, 11, so I'm probably good for picking up to 10s without having to go down to a hyper. And I'm gonna pick old stuff that is pretty complex or hard to learn, so that I can try and like trip up my opponent a little bit with that. So that was my theory with that. I mean, you know, Buffalo has like this crazy part in the middle with like 30-second notes, and there's like a 30-second roll near the end, and all the scratches. Happy Wedding has the slightly offset notes.
Happy Wedding has the Happy Weddings.
What were the other 2 I picked? Oh, Ala Turca has the jacks at the end, and then
Dual Control.
Dual Control. I like to say like Dual Control is like a really good baseline for when you've gotten really good at timing. Is like on any random you can AAA Dual Control. Like that's like when you know, like, okay, I gotta start working on lamps instead of timing, because my timing is good enough, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much why I picked them.
It's a lot of consideration to put into like just observations that you made earlier in the tournament even, so I think it's really cool to hear the rationale behind that. So from Tran's side, I'm curious how you picked your songs as well.
Right, so I just picked whatever I can AAA. That's it. I mean, I did pick some songs that I like, you know, like Silly Love and Screw, and yeah, pretty much the bangers, right? But yeah, I mean, I can play like, you know, like 11s and probably like easy 12s, but obviously I know I wouldn't do well and like get AAAs, so yeah, just thought I just pick whatever I can AAA or full combo, you know. But
it makes sense, yeah.
Pretty good.
And I definitely appreciated having some of the bangers in there. Like, I love Silly Love, so it was good to see it. And yeah, Kat, I think I cut you off before you were about to say something, so I want to bump back to you.
Oh, I don't even remember what I was going to say. It's all right.
Yeah, I don't think I have any further questions. Congratulations to both of you. That was an amazing set to watch, and your performance throughout the tournament was really just stellar.
Honestly, and I mean, like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like seeing both of y'all, especially moving up to this stage. I mean, like, it's all in support of, you know, the community and towards such an important cause as well. So, like, if you don't feel good about that, you know, hey, you should. You know, seeing both y'all play as you did, Tran, all those PBs, Kat as well, like getting some sight reads, strong scores. I mean, you got a PFC in the freaking finals, like comfortably, with no issue. Like, it's just wild to see this skill set on both y'all's part, like, apply to this tournament in general throughout the whole entire tournament. You know, like, it's really good to see in the same aspect of like, hey, I can sit down for a second and know, hey, yeah, it's a tournament, but in the same aspect, Like, we're here supporting for a great cause, and I can definitely appreciate that for all the players. But both y'all sitting here right now, Tran, I would like to definitely say, from an individual who has rivaled you for a very long time for a reason, because I've seen you grow. One of you. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Cat, yeah, like, you're a beast. Like, by all means, 100%. I mean, we were sitting here, like, we know from you know, every aspect that we were putting in plugs of your, you know, Softland, you know, tutorials on Twitch and things like that. So you're seeing right now in this tournament the skill sets that apply to the community for people to follow and understand in a comfortable factor.
Mm-hmm.
So both y'all players made it happen in this final, and it makes complete sense. I'm proud of both y'all, honestly. Like, this is just what the community is about. So absolutely wonderful job playing against each other in the finals.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Okapi and I were just like, we're kind of like hovering over each new song, like, ooh, what technique muscle is Cat gonna flex next? So
Yeah.
it's fun to watch.
Well, and then, you know, yeah, sorry, go ahead, Jamie.
No, I was just gonna say, Sparko's song choices, like, we just dropped into hella deep. Like, just such a strong background playlist right now.
I hear it. I wasn't even paying attention.
I think the last question that I have, and Sparko, if this is all right, you know, maybe for you to, as you being the restreamer, but Ubazea, Tran, how do you both feel about this tournament and ending it out this way?
Hey, it was amazing. I want to do this again.
All right.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I wanted to say thank you for, you know, putting up this event, like setting it up, running it, everybody who is commentating, everybody who did all the work to put down the scores and like countdowns and all that stuff. Everybody that helped out, everybody who donated, thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Thank you all for like putting all of this together. Like, I think this is first time, you know, doing this, participating. I mean, so yeah.
Well, coming down to the fact, Ubazea, Cat, very proud of your plays. I've been watching your streams, you know, and I saw how you extra hard cleared Kaiser Phoenix and you're grinding out for it. Tran, in general, congratulations on all the PBs and raises and the growth you have had as a player. With that, honestly, congratulations to both of you.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, Cat taking #1 spot. Congratulations. Absolutely strong player in every aspect. You're an icon in the online Twitch community for 2DX, for, you know, 2DX Infinitas and what we have. Keep it going. Both players, keep it going. Everybody who competed in this tournament, keep it going. Such a big plug.
Yep, we hope to see you return in the future for more tournaments, and just in general as streamers. But
it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure commentating and watching, you know, you all play and just duke it out and just have fun and play the game and support such a great cause. So
absolutely, what a great way to spend a Saturday afternoon.
I think the last
like morning for me, pretty much.
Right.
It's like almost 5 a.m. now.
Right.
I'm probably gonna sleep well tonight, anyways.
Absolutely. Well, I think the last little shout outs we can have is passing it down to Game Boy. Game Boy, thank you so much for putting Tournaments of Hope on for this week-long event, supporting the Bailout project. We are sitting at a total of $2,647. I would like to give an honest shout out to Sparkover as well, who did a lot of the background work, pretty much all of, well, not pretty much, but all of the background work for all of the video that you're seeing on Twitch right now. So
she has been pulling levers and flipping switches for like the past 7 straight hours that I've seen, and I don't even know how much before that.
Right. Everybody who commentated as well and volunteered in their specific ways, and every single competitor as well. Thank you so much. Y'all are absolutely wonderful. So I don't know where we're going to be going from here, but I'm going to be checking out as well. Kat, Jamie, Oliver, Tran, Vince, everybody else who was commentating as well. I'm going to be heading out.
All right.
Excellent.
Have a good night, Alex. Love you, dude.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I love you.
Thank you for playing.
Mm-hmm.